Okay, it's okay.
Hello, my name is Hyunyeol Rho from Sungkyunkwan University. Today, I will present our work on low temperature plasma engineering, hafnia ferroelectrics for high performance flexible thin film transistors. This presentation is organized into an introduction, two research sections, and a conclusion. The first section focuses on material characterization, while the second section covers device application based on the material. Okay, let's start. Moore's law, which states that the integration density doubles every 18 to 24 months, is approaching its physical limits with conventional scaling. As a result, there has been a growing shift toward new device architecture and alternative platforms. Among these, flexible electronics have emerged as a key component for future electronic systems. In this work, we focus on the thermal budget issue in fabricating such applications and investigate low temperature ferroelectric phase transitions and their application to device performance. Flexible devices are essential for a wide range of applications, including wearable electronics, healthcare systems, and human-machine interface. However, polymer-based substrates have limited thermal stability, making it difficult to withstand processing temperature of above 350 degrees. Therefore, low temperature processing is essential for fabricating devices on flexible polymer substrates. So conventional high temperature annealing processes are typically performed at elevated temperatures, which can cause thermal damage to underlying layers in 3D structure or to polymer substrates. Therefore, conventional annealing becomes impractical for next generation device platforms, and this limitation can be considered a critical bottleneck for future device development. To overcome this issue, alternative energy sources other than thermal energy are required, and plasma has attracted significant attention as one of the promising approaches. Plasma provides a non-thermal energy source that not only delivers energy, but also induces surface reaction, generates oxygen vacancies, and promotes local structural changes. In other words, plasma enables crystallization and localized phase transformation without increasing the overall substrate temperature. For these reasons, we consider plasma to be higher suitable for low temperature processing. Hafnia-based ferroelectrics exhibit ferroelectricity even at ultra-thin thickness, enabling low power and non-volatile operation. In addition, they are fully compatible with conventional CMOS process and allow the integration of memory and logic within a single stack. Based on this advantage, they have been widely explored for various devices such as FERAM, FTJ, FEFET, FECAP, and NCFET, as well as applications in neuromorphic computing and hardware security. However, achieving ferroelectricity requires the stable formation of the orthorhombic phase. Conventionally, this phase requires high temperature annealing above 400 degrees, which limits its applications in 3D integration and flexible device. Therefore, in this work, we investigate whether plasma can induce the orthorhombic phase at low temperature. A negative capacitance FET utilize the negative capacitance behavior of ferroelectric under a certain voltage range, enabling low power transistor operation. This negative capacitance typically exists in a metastable state, and is stabilized by connecting a dielectric layer through capacitance matching. By forming a ferroelectric dielectric stack, the unstable ferroelectric can be stabilized, resulting in an increased effective capacitance compared to a single dielectric layer. This leads to a reduced substrate torque swing and an increased on current. As a result, NC FET can achieve high drive current and low power consumption even at low supply voltage, making them promising candidates for future low power logic device. In this work, we aim to implement NC FETs on flexible substrate using low temperature processing. As mentioned earlier, hafnia-based ferroelectrics are promising materials for next generation electronics. Among them, HZ2, hafnium zirconium oxide, which is a 1-to-1 ratio mixture of hafnium and zirconium, has attracted significant attention. Compared to pure hafnia, HZ2 shows ferroelectricity at lower crystallization temperatures and exhibit improved ferroelectric properties. However, HZ2 still requires high temperature processing to achieve ferroelectricity, and its stabilization often depends on specific electrode condition. In addition, ALD processes have limitations such as carbon impurity, long process time, and difficulty in large area deposition. In this work, we aim to overcome this limitation by using plasma irradiation to induce the orthorhombic phase at low temperature, combined with sputtering for large area deposition. Specifically, we use argon plasma to control oxygen vacancies and promote the formation of the orthorhombic phase. Also, hydrogen plasma is generally more reactive and enhance reduction, but we intentionally use only argon plasma and achieve better results compared to hydrogen-based plasma. In following slide, I will compare two material properties and explain the mechanism behind the low temperature formation of the orthorhombic phase. First, we performed crystallographic analysis using XRD. For the argon plasma retreat samples, the XRD peak gradually shifts toward 30.4 degrees, which corresponds to the orthorhombic phase as the plasma exposure time increases. At the same time, the peak associated with the monoclinic and tetragonal phase decreased. This indicates that plasma-assisted crystallization stabilizes the orthorhombic phase, which is responsible for ferroelectricity. We further analyzed the plasma-treated HZ2 samples using XPS. In the case of argon plasma, the kinetic energy induced reduction of hafnium oxide and zirconium oxide in HZ2, leading to local structural distortion. This structural distortion promotes crystallization, and we confirm that the resulting phase is the ferroelectric orthorhombic phase. During this process, oxygen vacancies are also generated within HZ2 structure. It is well known that oxygen vacancy concentration plays a key role in phase formation in HZ2. Therefore, we suggest that plasma-induced oxygen vacancies significantly directly contribute to the formation of the orthorhombic phase. We also performed TEM analysis to investigate the crystallinity of HZO. From the TEM image, we confirmed that HZO is polycrystalline rather than single crystalline. Minor grains corresponding to monoclinic and tetragonal phase are observed. However, most grain regions exhibit the orthorhombic phase, which is responsible for ferroelectricity. The lectic spacing of the orthorhombic phase is measured to be approximately 2.9 Armstrongs, and this picture is widely observed across the TEM image. In summary, argon plasma modifies the HZO structure through its kinetic energy, inducing reduction in the material. During this process, oxygen is removed from the oxide, creating oxygen vacancy and causing local structural distortion. When crystallization occurs under these conditions, the orthorhombic phase is preferentially formed. Therefore, plasma treatment provides a viable approach to form ferroelectric phase at low temperature. Next, we applied the fabricated HZO2 device application. So we first evaluated the ferroelectric properties of the plasma treated HZO. As shown in the left graph, the sample initially exhibit the dielectric behavior, but as the electric field increase, polarization begin to appear. Once the polarization is formed, laminant polarization remains even after removing the electric field, confirming the ferroelectric behavior. To extract the intrinsic ferroelectric response, we performed PUND measurements that obtain a relatively high polarization value of 18.55 microcoulomb per square centimeter. PUND allows us to separate the pure ferroelectric switching component by excluding non-luminant polarization. We also evaluate the reliability through endurance and retention tests. The device maintains stable ferroelectric behavior up to 10 to the 7th cycles and 10 to the 4th seconds. In addition, PFM measurement confirmed the piezoelectric response, showing clear switching behavior under plus 10 voltage and minus 10 voltage bias. After characterizing the ferroelectric property of HZO fabricated using plasma, we integrated it into the actual transistor on a polymer substrate, specifically polyimide. By inserting an additional dielectric layer in series, we achieve capacitance matching, which helps stabilize the ferroelectric behavior. We then compare this device with conventional transistor fabricated using typical dielectric such as hafnium oxide or Al2O3. As shown in the results, the capacitance match NCPET exhibit a higher on current and low substrate hold swing compared to the unmatched transistor. In addition, even when the measurement speed was barrier, no significant change in the characteristic was observed. This indicates that the behavior is not due to time-dependent non-switching effects, but rather reflects the quasi-static characteristic arising from a stable overall system. Since fabricating device on a flexible substrate implies that they will undergo bending, We also performed the bending test on this transistor. Previous studies have reported that mechanical stress increased the donor concentration in amorphous oxides such as HZO, which shift the Fermi level closer to the conduction band and consequently shift the turn-on voltage. As described in those studies, after the first bending cycle, we observed a negative shift in the turn-on voltage due to the characteristics of IG0, resulting in the change in the threshold voltage. However, after that, the device shows stable operation with no significant degradation even after up to 10,000 bending cycles. Furthermore, we fabricate this transistor in an array formed on the flexible substrate and confirm that the uniformity between devices was well maintained. In addition, same image confirmed that no crack were observed on the surface. Okay, so to summarize, as device scaling continues, various fabrication approaches are being developed. Among them, low temperature processing is becoming increasingly essential. Plasma engineering is considered a promising approach that can replace conventional high temperature process in such low temperature fabrication. Furthermore, using plasma, we successfully induced the desired crystallization of HZO, a promising next generation material at low temperature with a dominant phase compared to other phases. Furthermore, ferroelectric materials fabricated this low temperature processing can be applied to NCPET, enabling low power device operation. Therefore, this plasma engineering approach can serve as an effective solution, not only for flexible device, but also for advanced structures such as three-dimensional integration. Okay, thank you for your kind attention.